What up, guys? Well, Mr. Downtown Ray Melo. You're listening to the Entertainment Report on iHeartRadio, live from Dubai for Friday, March 23rd, 2018, delivering some major stories and trends going on in the world of entertainment and beyond. You can follow the show on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. Facebook.com/The Entertainment Report with Ray Melo. That's RAYMELO. On Twitter at The Enter Report, or on Instagram at The Entertainment Report. You can listen to the show anytime you want on iHeartRadio. Just go to iHeart.com or your iHeart phone app, search for The Entertainment Report, and it'll take you to the page. Ryan Reynolds released a new trailer for Deadpool 2 on Twitter Thursday, featuring the actor taking on Josh Brolin's time-traveling mutant Cable. The action-packed clip depicts Deadpool and Cable coming to blows as they fight for control of a young boy played by Julian Denson of Hunt for the Wilder People fame. Deadpool then seeks help and assembles a team of superpowered mutants he refers to as X-Force that includes Sassy Beats as Domino, Brianna Hildebrand returning as Negasonic Teenage Warhead, and a character played by Terry Crews. Reynolds said on Twitter, Deadpool 2, falling somewhere between The Godfather 2 and Dirty Dancing Havana Nights, in reference to movie sequels that have both succeeded and failed. Deadpool 2 from director David Leitch is set to arrive in theaters May 18th. Tessa Thompson is being eyed to star alongside Chris Hemsworth in a Sony-planned Men in Black spin-off film. Thompson is in talks to join the project, which is set to be directed by Strata Compton and the fate of the Furious Hammer F. Gary Gray, Variety reported. The screenplay was written by Iron Man screenwriters Matt Holloway and Art Markham. Thompson and Hemsworth recently shared the screen together in Marvel's Thor Ragnarok. Hemsworth's deal to star in Men in Black has not been finalized, but is expected to be, noted the Hollywood Reporter. The film, slated to hit theaters on June 14, 2019, will feature new characters outside of the original trilogy's Agent K and J, portrayed by Tommy Lee Jones and Will Smith. The Men in Black series follows a secret organization that protected Earth from alien threats. Steven Spielberg is executive producing, with Walter F. Parks and Laurie McDonald producing. Thompson was last seen in Annihilation and will be returning to the upcoming boxing sequel, Creed 2. Dakota Johnson and Sassy Beats are being eyed to join an upcoming untitled thriller from Annapurna Pictures that will star Armie Hammer. Johnson and Beats are in negotiations to star in the film from Under the Shadow Helmer Bapark Anavari, who is writing and directing, Variety reported. The film, which is slated to hit theaters on March 29, 2019, follows a New Orleans bartender played by Hammer, who goes through a series of disturbing and strange events after picking up a phone that was left behind at his bar, the Hollywood Reporter noted. Lucien To of Two Pictures and Christopher Kopp of Aza Films is being produced alongside Annapurna. Johnson was last seen in 50 Shades Freed, while Beats will soon be seen as Marvel's mutant Domino in Deadpool 2. Ariel Winter's supported boyfriend Levi Meaden on the red carpet Wednesday. The 20-year-old actress attended the Los Angeles premiere of Meaden's movie Pacific Rim Uprising at the TCL Chinese Theater in Hollywood. The Modern Family star donned in a red one-shoulder dress with tie-high slit. She was affectionate with Meaden, who wore a blue three-piece suit as they posed for photos at the event. Winter captioned a photo on Instagram of the 30-year-old actor in the film, only 2 days until At Pacific Rim movie is in theaters. I'm so excited for you at Levi under Meaden, and so proud. I love you more than anything and can't wait to see the movie. Get your tickets, y'all. Hashtag Pacific Rim, hashtag Pacific Rim Uprising. Meaden said in a post of his own account that he was seeing the movie in its entirety for the first time at the premiere. He wrote, "So close, only 2 more days until hashtag Pacific Rim Uprising. I'm seeing it tonight for the first time. Can't wait. At Pacific Rim movie at Legendary." Meaden will play Elia in Pacific Rim Uprising, which is a sequel to the 2013 movie Pacific Rim. The new films stars John Boyega, Scott Eastwood, Jing Tyne, Kaylee Spaney, and Rinko Kikuchi, and opens in theaters on Friday. Winter and Meaden confirmed their relationship in November 2016. The actress called herself the luckiest girl in the entire world while celebrating her 1-year anniversary as a couple with Meaden in November. Jerry O'Connell will play Sheldon's brother on the CBS sitcom The Big Bang Theory. The 44-year-old actor will portray an older version of Georgie Cooper Jr., who is played by Montana Jordan on the show's spin-off prequel series Young Sheldon. The Big Bang Theory confirmed O'Connell's casting on its official Twitter account Wednesday after producers announced the news at Paley Fest in Los Angeles. The tweet reads, "Breaking casting announcement, Sheldon's adult brother Georgie is going to be played by @MrJerryOC, #Big Bang Theory, #Paley Fest. O'Connell's Georgie will appear in a May episode that will feature Sheldon, played by Jim Parsons, and Amy Fowler, played by Maya Bullock's wedding, according to The Hollywood Reporter. Entertainment Weekly says that the episode will be the season 11 finale. Producers also said Laurie Metcalf, who portrays Sheldon's mom on Young Sheldon, will appear as Mary Cooper in the same episode. Showrunner Steve Holland said, "It was important for us." The Big Bang Theory co-stars Johnny Galecki, Kelly Kuko, Simon Helberg, and Kunar Nayar. O'Connell is known for playing Detective Woody Hoyt on Crossing Jordan and Peter Kermarmek on The Defenders. Saved by the Bell in Beverly Hills 90210 alum Tiffany Thiessen says working on the teen sitcom Alexa and Katie has brought back memories regarding what it's like to be a young adult actress. The 44-year-old California native told reporters in New York recently, "It's truly like seeing myself over again, like in a flashback a little bit." She says, 1, it is a sitcom. 2, they're of that age. 3, it involves high school. The only difference is we didn't have as much of a family dynamic on Saved by the Bell. It was really just about the kids. I joked that the phones are smaller now. That's all about it. Thiessen says it has been fun to see it through the eyes of the teen actors. She says, "Whereas I'm an old hat and have been doing this over and over and over again, it's not as exciting now that you've done it for some 30-some odd years. So it's neat to see the excitement again and the newest that they see in it." All 13 episodes of Alexa and Katie Season 1 will be available on Netflix March 23rd. The half-hour show follows lifelong best friends who are about to start high school, as one of them is undergoing treatment for cancer. Thiessen plays sick Alexa's mom. Late Late Show host James Corden said he stole a candle from Mariah Carey's home Wednesday during a round of Spill Your Guts or Fill Your Guts alongside Drew Barrymore and John Boyega. The game involved the trio asking each other personal questions that, if not answered honestly, would result in them having to eat disgusting food such as a turkey testicles and a 1,000-year-old egg. The comedian began after being asked by Boyega if he had ever stolen anything. He says, "I once stole a candle from Mariah Carey's house. I'll tell you why, though. These candles, they say Mariah Carey, and there's a butterfly on them." He says, "We've gone to film this Christmas carpool karaoke. I went to go to her house, and we were going to film it from there. We were supposed to film at 3, and I was told get there at 4, and they'll probably be ready. I waited in her living room until about 6:30 just on my own, and I thought, well, I'm going to take this candle just for my time. I still have it today." Boyega, during the game, was forced to eat a giant water scorpion after he wouldn't answer how much money he made on Star Wars films The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi. He dodged having to eat jellyfish when he was asked about the last time he got so drunk he threw up because he doesn't drink. Barrymore, meanwhile, drank bird saliva after refusing to rank her recent talk show appearances from best to worst between The Late Show, The Tonight Show, and Ellen, but avoided having to eat the turkey testicles when she ranked 3 of her previous co-stars from most to least talented between Adam Sandler, Hugh Grant, and Jake Gyllenhaal. Barrymore ranked Sandler first, followed by Grant, and then Gyllenhaal after only mentioning Gyllenhaal's name. Barrymore said of her Donnie Darko's co-star, "When I run into him next time, I'll be like, dude, it was selling you down the river or eating turkey's balls. I'm sorry, Jake, it was the turkey testicles." Corden would go on to eat the turkey testicles after he wouldn't answer who has been the worst behaved guest on his show. Jennifer Goldwyn and other Once Upon a Time alums will return for the series finale. The 39-year-old actress who played Snow White on the ABC drama will join fellow former stars Josh Davis, Jennifer Morrison, and Emile de Ravelin. Dallas Morrison and de Ravelin portrayed Prince Charming, Emma Swan, and Belle. Once Upon a Time confirmed the foursome's return on its official Twitter account Wednesday after producers announced the news at Paley Fest in Los Angeles. The series wrote, "We wouldn't want to leave this tale as old as time without our beloved Belle." Emile de Raven will join us for #Once Upon a Time's final chapter. The show added, "You didn't think we'd say goodbye without the Charmings, did you? Jennifer Goldwyn, Josh Davis, and at Jim Morrison Live round out the cast of our epic Once Upon a Time finale." Series creators Edward Kittis and Adam Horowitz said in a joint statement that bringing Goldwyn, Dallas, Morrison, and D. Raven back was a fitting way to end the show, according to Deadline. The pair said, 7 years after we set off on this magical journey, we are prepared to say goodbye to the cast, crew, and writers that made up the happily ever after that is Once Upon a Time possible. We couldn't think of a more fitting way to say goodbye than by reuniting so many of the characters that our fiercely loyal fans spent years with on their adventures. The producers added, "We hope everyone joins our once family, old and new, for what we hope will be the send-off of a lifetime befitting the stellar cast and incomparable fans." Once Upon a Time stars Lana Parrilla, Robert Carlyle, Colin O'Donnell, Andrew J. West, and Deanna Ramirez. The series will come to a close with a 2-hour finale May 18th. Netflix is adding a warning video to its series 13 Reasons Why in Season 2. The streaming site premiered the clip Tuesday following controversy about the teen drama, which deals with suicide, bullying, and rape in graphic details. The video featured cast members Dylan Minnette, Catherine Langford, Justin Prentice, and Alicia Bowe, alerting viewers of the show's content. The clip will audio play ahead of the first episode in each season. The star says in the video, 13 Reasons Why is a fictional series that tackles tough, real-world issues, taking a look at sexual assault, substance abuse, suicide, and more. By shedding a light on these difficult topics, we hope our show can help viewers start a conversation, but if you're struggling with these issues yourself, this series may not be right for you, or you may want to watch it with a trusted adult. They advise if you ever feel you need to talk to someone reach out to a parent, a friend, a school counselor, or an adult you trust. Call a local helpline or go to 13reasonswhy.info because the minute you start talking about it, it gets easier. Netflix previously added title cards with advisory warnings that played before Season 1 episodes. The streaming site said in a tweet Wednesday that the show has changed the lives of some viewers by encouraging them to share their stories. 13 Reasons Why is based on the J. Asher book of the same name. The series will return for a second season this year. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle have sent their wedding invitations to guests. The 33-year-old British royals and 36-year-old American actress mailed out gilded invitations from printing and bookbinding companies Bernard and Westwood. Kensington Palace announced Thursday on Twitter invitations to the wedding of Prince Harry and Miss Meghan Markle have been issued in the name of His Royal Highness the Prince of Wales. Also, guests have been invited to the service at St. George's Chapel and to the lunchtime reception at St. George's Hall, which is being given by Her Majesty the Queen. Later that evening, around 200 guests are being invited to the reception at Frogmore House given by the Prince of Wales. Bernard and Westwood used English cardstocks and American ink for Prince Harry and Markle's invitations. The card features black ink with the guided edge and the 3-feathered badge of the Prince of Wales. Kensington Palace says the invitations follow many years of royal tradition and has been made by at Bernard Westwood. They feature the 3-feather badge of the Prince of Wales printed in gold ink. The palace added using American ink on English card. The invitations are printed in gold and black. They burnish to print out the shine and glide it all around the edge. Prince Harry and Markle will tie the knot on May 19th at St. George's Chapel at Windsor Castle. Kensington Palace said Tuesday that the couple will serve a spring-inspired cake at their nuptials. The palace said Prince Harry and Miss Markle have asked chef Claire Tack to create a lemon elderflower cake that will incorporate the bright flavors of spring. Sarah Hyland says doctors won't listen to her concerns about chronic pain. The 27-year-old actress vented frustration in a tweet Wednesday that doctors are not listening to her complaints about ongoing health issues. She wrote, "For those who are chronically ill and in chronic pain, have you had the experience of doctors not listening to you? If so, how do you not tear their heads off with your bare hands?" Hyland did not specify her issues, but appeared to be resting and recovering in a photo on Instagram stories. The picture shows the star relaxing at home with her dog. She wrote, "My life for the next 6 to 8 weeks, I'm okay with it." Hyland has previously spoken about her battle with kidney dysplasia, which has required her to undergo a kidney transplant in 2012. She said in May 2017 that her much-discussed weight loss was due to her being put on bed rest for months. The actor said, "My circumstances have put me in a place where I'm not in control of what my body looks like, so I strive to be as healthy as possible, as everyone should." Hyland is known for playing Haley Dunphy on the ABC series Modern Family. Grey's Anatomy star Ellen Pompeo says her pay raise didn't cause the latest exits from the show. The 48-year-old actress said on Thursday's episode of The Ellen DeGeneres Show that her new $20 million contract has nothing to do with Jessica Capshaw and Sarah Drew's impending departure from the ABC series. Pompeo told host Ellen DeGeneres is absolutely not true. I mean, I'm not involved in these kind of decisions. There are a few problems that you encounter doing a show for 14 seasons. One of them is the writers have a really hard time creatively thinking up of new stories for all these characters. I think we have 16 regular cast members, and it's always sad when we lose people. Pompeo, who plays Meredith Grey, says her co-stars have been supportive since she went public about her deal in January. She says it's important for us not to pit women against each other. We're not enemies. We do lift each other up and support each other, and we're not victims. We're very strong, and we're capable of many, many things. News broke this month that Capshaw Drew, who portrays Arizona Robbins, and April Kepner will leave Grey's Anatomy after season 14. Pompeo subsequently took to Twitter after angry fans blamed her for the pair's exits. The actress wrote, "We are grateful all of you are so passionate, but if you knew these two women the way I know them, they would not approve of all this nastiness." She added, "They both are super shiny, happy people. I know you're angry, but your representation could be farther from who these women actually are." Celebrity couple Chris Evans and Jenny Slate have split up again. The 36-year-old actor confirmed his breakup with Slate in an interview with the New York Times published Thursday after appearing to reconcile with the 35-year-old actress in the fall. Evans said he read the Rebecca Sloned book, The Mother of All Questions, while dating Slate, but that their relationship had recently ended. He says the book taught him to listen more and speak less. The star says the hardest thing to reconcile is that just because you have good intentions doesn't mean it's your time to have a voice. Evans and Slate initially split in February 2017 after several months of dating. Slate later explained in an interview with the New York Magazine that she and Evans are really, really different. The actress says Chris is a very, very famous person. For him to go to a restaurant is totally different than for me to go. This is what I needed to do to feel normal, to be alone. She also shared, "We're not on bad terms, but we haven't really seen each other spoken a lot. I think it's probably best. I love to be his friend one day, but we threw down pretty hard. No regrets, though, ever." Us Weekly reported Evans and Slade had reunited in October and spent the holidays together with Evans' family. Evans is known for playing Captain America in the Marvel Cinematic Universe and will next reprise the role in Avengers Infinity War. He told the New York Times the sequel to Infinity War will be his final Marvel film. Chrissy Teigen has simple reasons for not taking John Legend's last name after marriage. The 32-year-old model and television personality explained Thursday after a fan criticized her for keeping her maiden name. The person said they will never understand why Teigen and other women wouldn't change their surname. Teigen responded on Twitter, "You'll never understand the simple reason of because I don't want to." The Teigen had addressed the subject in an earlier tweet after a fan and asked to hear the reasoning behind women who won't take their husband's last name. The star answered, "My husband didn't even take his last name," referencing how Legend's name is a stage name. Legend's given name is John Roger Stevens. He and Teigen share 23-month-old daughter Luna Simone, but have yet to think of a name for their unborn son. The Teigen said in an interview with the Ellen DeGeneres Show in February, "Boy names are really tough. I don't even think he has a middle name because we can't even think of a first name." She shared with Luna, "There was a blood moon happening. It was a very beautiful night, really big, vivid red moon and just gorgeous. I have this love for space. I just thought Luna was perfect." Frank Averett, the longtime Boston television personality and best known as the star of Bozo the Clown, has died at the age of 89. Averett died Tuesday at his Boston home following a battle with heart disease, his family confirmed to WCVB-TV. The entertainer's webmaster for his website, bostonman.com, Anita Pollack, also confirmed his death. Averett appeared as Bozo the Clown, a children's television character from 1959 until 1970. He also appeared on WCVB's The Great Entertainment and Man About Town. The television personality is survived by his wife Betty, two sons, and grandchildren. Celine Dion announced on Facebook that her March and April shows at the Coliseum at Caesars Palace in Las Vegas has been canceled due to an ear condition. The singer is dealing with a condition in her middle ear called patulous Escholian tube, which can cause hearing irregularities and making it difficult to sing, Dion's Facebook page said Wednesday. Dion is said to have been dealing with the condition for the past 12 to 18 months and will be undergoing a minimally invasive surgical procedure to correct the problem after medications have stopped working. Dion says, "My luck hasn't been very good lately. I've been so looking forward to doing my shows again, and this happens. I just can't believe it. I apologize to everyone who planned to travel to Las Vegas to see my show. I know how disappointing this is, and I'm sorry." Dion's Las Vegas residency at Caesars Palace is expected to resume on May 22nd. Tickets for the canceled performances will be refunded. Robin Thicke and Pharrell Williams will still have to pay $5.3 million in damages after a federal appeals court upheld the jury's decision that their song Blurred Lines, that also features rapper T.I., infringed on the copyright of Marvin Gaye's Got to Give It Up. The decision was made Wednesday by a divided panel at the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals that discussed the case's ramifications and how the win for Gaye's family might stifle music creativity. Thicke and Williams' lawyers argued that the lawsuit went too far in protecting the generic elements of a song style shared between the two tracks, the New York Times reported. The majority opinion from Circuit Judge Millen D. Smith Jr. rejected Thicke and Williams' argument that Got to Give It Up is only entitled to thin protection and that the verdict would harm creativity. Judge Jacqueline Nugent offered a dissenting opinion and criticized the trial judge's decision to not allow the jury to hear the recordings. Nugent wrote, according to the Hollywood Reporter, the majority allows the Gays to accomplish what no one has before, copyrighted musical style. Blurred Lines and Got to Give It Up are not objectively similar. They differ in melody, harmony, and rhythm. Yet, by refusing to compare the two works, the majority establishes a dangerous precedent that strikes a devastating blow to future musicians and composers everywhere. The appeals court ruling also cleared T.I., real name Clifford Harris Jr., and Interscope Records of liability. The Gaye family was originally also awarded 50% of publishing revenue for Blurred Lines and will be able to get a running royalty rate of 50%. Gaye's three children, Marvin Gaye III, Nona, and Frankie, called the decision positive for writers. They said in a statement, "We respect the court's point of view, and do not believe it will stifle creativity, as had been suggested by some, but instead it will promote originality. If an artist wants to use the work of others for inspiration, they always have been welcome to ask for permission." And now let's take a look at what happened on this date in entertainment history. On this date in 1998, James Cameron's Titanic wins 11 Academy Awards. By the time James Cameron took the stage to accept his Academy Award for Best Director on this date in 1998, the Oscar dominated his blockbuster film Titanic was all but sure. Titanic tied the record for most Oscar nominations with 14, joining 1950's All About Eve, and by At Night's End would also tie with Ben-Hur in 1959 for most wins by sweeping 11 categories, including the coveted Best Picture. With Aliens, The Abyss, and the first two Terminator movies under his belt, Cameron had already proved himself a master of the action-packed science fiction blockbuster genre. His ambition reached new heights with Titanic, a retelling of the ill-fated 1912 voyage of unparalleled passenger steamship which sank in the North Atlantic after striking an iceberg. Cameron's films were notorious for going long over schedule and way over budget, and Titanic was worse than most. Originally budgeted at $100 million, the film eventually topped about $200 million, more than any other film in history. It also missed its original release date, making the studio executives sweat as they envisioned another Heaven's Gate, the infamous big-budget flop that sank United Artists into the early 1980s. Personally, Cameron was known for his dictatorial style, hot temper, and obsession with detail. For his reenactment of the history's ship's sinking, the film crew constructed a 775-foot, 9% scale replica of the RMS Titanic and put in a tank containing 17 million gallons of water. Production was done in Mexico, and members of the cast and crew later complained about the harsh conditions, including shooting days of more than 20 hours, much of that time spent standing in cold, murky Pacific Ocean water. Released just before Christmas in 1997, Titanic became a monster hit and continued to earn steadily at the box office over the next 6 months, until it became the first movie ever to gross more than $1 billion internationally. Critical response in the film was divided. Many reviews were positive, but some critics praised the visual effects and action sequence, especially the last hour of the 3-hour-plus movie, which depicted the epic sinking of the luxury liner, which even pointed out the weakness of the screenplay, which Cameron penned himself. In one particularly memorable pen, Kenneth Turin of the Los Angeles Times wrote that the film reeks of phoniness and lacks even a minimal originality. Cameron famously fired back in a letter to the editor demanding unsuccessfully that the Times impeach Kenneth Turin. On Oscar night, Cameron echoed Leonardo DiCaprio's character in Titanic by shouting, "I'm the king of the world," upon accepting his Best Director statuette. While accepting Best Picture as the film's producer, the filmmaker was slightly more subdued, asking for a moment of silence in remembrance of the more than 1,500 people who drowned on the Titanic. Also on this date in 2011, Elizabeth Taylor, who appeared in more than 50 films and won 2 Academy Awards and was synonymous with Hollywood glamour, died of complications from congestive heart failure at a Los Angeles hospital at the age of 79. The Violet-eyed Taylor began her acting career as a child and spent most of her life in the spotlight. Known for her striking beauty, she was married 8 times and later in life became a prominent HIV/AIDS activist. Elizabeth Rosamond Taylor was born in London, England on February 27, 1932, to an American art dealer and his wife, a former actress. In 1939, the family moved to Southern California. In 1942, Taylor made her film debut in There's One Born Every Minute. At age 12, she rose to stardom in 1944's National Velvet, later moving on to adult roles in such films as 1951's A Place in the Sun, for which she garnered strong reviews. As one of Hollywood's leading stars in the 1950s and 1960s, her credits include 1956's Giant with Rock Hudson and James Dean, 1957's Raintree County with Montgomery Clift and Eva Marie Saint, 1958's Cat on a Hot Tin Roof with Paul Newman, and 1959's Suddenly Last Summer with Clift and Katharine Hepburn. The latter 3 films each garnered Taylor an Oscar nomination before she took home Best Actress honors for 1960's Butterfield 8 with Lawrence Harvey and Eddie Fisher, and 1966 Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf with Richard Burton. Off-screen, Taylor's colorful personal life generated numerous headlines. In 1950, the 18-year-old actress married hotel heir Conrad Hilton. The union lasted then 1 year, and in 1952 she wed British actor Michael Wilder. The couple had 2 sons before divorcing in 1957. That same year, Taylor wed producer Mike Todd, whom she had a daughter. A little over a year later, Todd died in a plane crash. In 1959, Taylor married singer Eddie Fisher, who he left his wife Debbie Reynolds for Taylor. The union ended in 1964. Days after her divorce from Fisher was finalized, Taylor wed Welsh actor Richard Burton, whom she co-starred in 1963's Cleopatra. Playing that film title role, Taylor became Hollywood's highest-paid actress at the time. The public was fascinated by Taylor and Burton's lavish lifestyle. Among his gifts to her was a 69-carat diamond and their tumultuous relationship. The couple, who adopted a daughter, divorced in 1974 and remarried the following year and divorced again in 1976. Taylor later called Mike Todd and Burton, who died in 1984, the great loves of her life. In 1976, Taylor wed Virginia politician John Warner, who went on to become a U.S. Senator. The pair divorced in 1982. In the 1980s, Taylor, who battled addiction to alcohol, drugs, and overeating, spent time at the Betty Ford Center. In 1991, she married construction worker Larry Fortensky, whom she met at a treatment center. After a wedding ceremony at entertainer Michael Jackson's Neverland Ranch in California, the couple divorced 5 years later. In addition to her addiction issues, Taylor suffered from a variety of health problems throughout her life, ranging from hip replacements to smashing spinal disc to a brain tumor. In addition to her film career, her last silver screen appearance was a cameo in 1994's The Flintstones. Taylor's legacy included her work as a pioneering activist in the fight against AIDS. Starring in the 1980s, the actress helped raise millions of dollars to combat the disease. And that is your entertainment report for Friday, March 23rd, 2018. I'm your host, Mr. Downtown Ray Melo. I'll be back on Monday to deliver some major stories and trends going on in the world of entertainment and beyond. You can follow the show on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. Facebook.com/The Entertainment Report with Ray Melo. That's RAYMELO. On Twitter at The Enter Report, or on Instagram at The Entertainment Report. You can listen to this episode or any previous episodes of The Entertainment Report anytime you want on iHeartRadio. Just go to iHeart.com or your iHeart phone app, search for The Entertainment Report, and it'll take you to the page. Everyone have a great weekend. Good night, and God bless you all.